Here we go.
What's up? What's up? So we're gonna come at you with the week 20. We're week 20, Friday, Monday, Wednesday. We got 35 on, 10 off, automatic 6 stations. Pretty self-explanatory movements. Like they're not like anything that are gonna be over the top that should take a lot of time. So for the warm-up, you can make it a little longer because 35 seconds does go a little faster in a session, especially if you run a 50-minute class. 45-minute class, you might be a little tight. So you might have to warm it up, but if you want to do something like a warrior warm-up on these days or energy lineups, have some more fun, you can do that because there's not going to be much with the demonstrations, pretty basic movements. Besides the first one, blast off, renegade row. The blast off, renegade row. So this one, with this, there's two ways you can. Oh, Ricardo is here. Cool. Two ways you can do this, right? You know, the most difficult way, the most intense way, is to bring your hands in front of the dumbbells, like have your legs, like have the dumbbells kind of in between your legs, and you go into that blast off position. So getting more of a shoulder or that vertical push, like a shoulder push up. And as you explode out of it, you hop back and you bring your hands onto the bars of the dumbbell. So it makes it more intense. It's definitely more of a dynamic movement. Doing that way, causing more power, obviously core. And with that mobility work too, if you're able to like really get into it and hop back. Now, at any point, if that bothers people, like just keep your hands on the bar of the dumbbell, use the bar of the dumbbell, still get that blast off position, you're doing that push up, and then kick your feet back. Most important thing, not the most important thing, I think those are the most important things of the movement. But when they go into the blast off, right, at the renegade roll portion of it, keep a wide base, right? Wide base on this one says anti-rotation. You don't want to rock the hips on this. As a coach, good way to do that after you do the blast off, be there to assist them or have your 2 fingers there to make sure when they get in that row that their waist is not twisting. All right, so again, wide base. You can do both things for the knees. So they're going to do like a blast off and then go into a child's pose type movement and then do the roll from the knees as well, or use the elevator surface to the elevator surface around. Onto the battle rope shaper 3 slams with squat thrust. So, you know, with 35 seconds on a rope is a long time. So you're going to add more to it to kind of break up the monotony of doing slams for 35 seconds. Coach, you know, you can be a target. So give them a place to aim for with the ropes. Squat thrust, and you want to progress it, go down to a burpee. For sure, can definitely encourage like your Jedi's there that want to take it up a notch to add a burpee instead of a squat thrust. But again, power on this one. I really, with this, especially these slams, instead of trying to go rapid fire, always like get a slam, reset, slam again, like focus on your form, right? Really, as you go into the slam, you're not bending over, you're putting the weight in your heels, then to come back up, hit that slam on that third one, go down to a squat throw. So kind of slow down the slams on it, focus on height, power down. And again, because it's 35 seconds, it won't be as like, oh man, this sucks. I'm over here for 35 seconds with slams, right? So have them slow it down, you know, kind of like reset in between each slam as they go through that one. They're going to go into the kettlebell front squat. We're going to use a front load, so we're going to have more core engagement with the front squat. Any squat, give a way to elevate your heels to help with range of motion. Take the pressure off your hips, knees, and ankles. Elevate the heels, and then you go into an overhead press. Now, if you don't have enough kettlebells to utilize for 2 with the front load, you can hold it goblet style, do a goblet squat, overhead press, or you know, they can go with a single one, the offset hold with a press. Only thing with that, make sure as a coach, if you see someone that utilizes only one kettlebell, that you figure out, you know, you switch them halfway through that last set, best set. So they're not staying on one side. Or again, just as you're demonstrating, like, hey, you're using one kettlebell, make sure you keep an eye on the clock so you can switch up halfway on that last set, best set. Just a little quick little reminder to let them know in case you do miss the last set, like if they're doing one kettlebell, they know they need to switch it up on that round 3. The hanging leg raise. So this one you can encourage height, give them a target with that, you know, have your feet up, right? I wouldn't necessarily put in this movement any weight in their feet just because it will add more stress on the lower back because they're kicking away from the body. Anytime you're going away from the body like that, Especially being in the air, I would not do that. I would just encourage them to try to, if you have someone, if you're able to like kick your feet up all the way to the bar just to have some fun with it in your demonstrations, do that. Or just again, you want to uh, coach control, be in control like core. You want to avoid swinging. So as you're up there, tilt the pelvis to make sure you're not swinging back and forth. And keep the boxes close, right? So then if not going up on the bar, or if they get tired, grip is getting too much, they can drop down and still mimic the same movement while they get the leg lift, straight leg lift on the bar. So it's like doing a V up. You just lift your leg straight up and right back down. To challenge that. Now, with people that are sitting in a box, you can challenge them with a little bit of weight in their ankle or their feet, just because they have the support of them sitting down on that box. So if they want to intensify that leg lift, at that point you can challenge some weight if you're not going up to the bar. So that's the way you can touch somebody if you're not going to the pull-up bar. Revert wall rotational lunge rotation. So this is as you go down into lunge, you always want to rotate over the top leg. So working the core, getting some working the transverse region. You can challenge pace. You can challenge progress them by adding a hop. So they want to add a little more plyometric to that. They can do some add some plyo to it. In depth in the lunge, right? Or if they have any issues, obviously don't go as deep to the ground. And then to our super band eccentric bicep curl. So this is a 4 count down. Another way you can give a good touch with this one is as they come up, you can put your fingers on their fists and give them a nice little push. Like, so I'm gonna fight you. Fight. Get in the full extension and then I'll pop back up, right? That's gonna really burn. So having even on top of the band fighting them, now they got the resistance of your hands fighting them too, and come all the way down. Once they get down to it, bah. Now they don't need to be super tight. Like, listen, fight me, but let me like guide you down too, and that would really burn up their biceps. So it give them a nice little pump at that station. You can do like, anytime you do like bicep curls, like even as I'm here to pump you up. If you have like some fun like accents, or there's a song called Pump It Up, I'm Dr. Pump It Up. They can do that for the bicep curls. It's a good one to have like some fun with that. And then you have your more of an RDL, again, deadlifts. I would love to go back and just rephrase all this stuff. Like, it's gonna be more like RDL we're doing this week. You're not going away to the ground, so it's not technically a deadlift, it's more of RDL. As you come up, you want to get the high row. So it's more of an upright row. So working the traps, the delts. Now they feel any impingements in their shoulders, don't do the high row, just come up. And this was alternating. If they come up, they can just do a deadlift with a shrug, right? They don't have to alternate sides, just come up, do regular shrug to save their shoulders. So if they feel any impingements in their shoulders coming up like that, avoid that. Like that. Zip the jacket because you want to keep the hand close. You don't want to come too far away. You want to keep it close as you zip up like you're doing a clean. Zip your jacket up. Good point there. High beams, like we have high beams or stuff too, deadlifts a lot of times. Like even this guy today, he picked up the 110s for his RDL and he's like, oh, it hurts my knees. And I'm like, well, you're squatting more, right? Because he started squatting, he's not really hinging much. So what I did, and it was a game changer, and he was like, oh my God, he feels so much better, is I put his toes onto a beam. So anytime we do a deadlift, and you want to feel more of a hammy, more hamstring focus, bring your toes up, right? Toes up on a deadlift, heels up on a squat. And that will also too encourage and promote the hinge motion by having the toes on it, because obviously you're not going to squat down into your toes, so you're going to naturally want to bend. So having your toes on the probably be what naturally wants you to hinge. And again, for like him doing the 220 pounds in his hand, he was able to have a better hinge, but he wasn't squatting, putting that pressure on his knees. So and then kneel to stand, drum rolls, so walking crisscross again, just to break it up. So it's not the monotony of just doing one movement with 35 seconds, coming down, hitting the drum roll, come up with a drum roll. So you want to keep the drum roll going as you stand up, then go to the crisscross. Important on this one to make sure they alternate legs. So as you're coming down on your knees, come up on your right, go down your right, come up on your left, come down your left. So you're alternating legs. You're not always coming up on on the same leg every time you come to that middle of the stand. So you do want to alternate your legs to make sure your lead leg does change throughout the 35 seconds. So a good thing to stress. This one you can stress challenge pace, speed. If they want to add even more with the crisscross, walk it in, walk it out, right? So having them challenge their pace on that one. The walking halo, working with shoulder mobility, you got Beyonce Halo. You can have some fun with it as a song. Halo motion. So again, around the head, work shoulder mobility, come back, lock it in, then get that press. I would also alternate sides too. Don't just go to the same side every time with that rotation. Switch it up as you go through, walk it out. Again, promoting single leg balance, locomotion, because you're moving, you're walking it out, single leg balance, and then you're gonna get some mobility work of the shoulder going through. At any point that causes too much stress with the shoulder overhead, just stick with the press. Also try to lead with the handle of the kettlebell, not with the actual bell part. If they lead with the handle, like flip it over, so the handle's down, it's gonna be a lot smoother going around their head than trying to get the bell around their head. Knock themselves out. Not here to knock them out. Then you got your vert ball side shuffles with a slam. So this one you can do mini slaps as you side shuffle with it, or you can challenge yourself with the speed by like as you roll the ball, you try to side shuffle and stay with it, right? So it helps like the speed, the quickness, agility of you seeing with the ball as you get full force, pushing it down, as you pick it up, get that slam, and then roll it back to the other direction. Now, if rolling it across the floor, someone's doesn't have the speed or that lateral quickness, lateral movement, just have them do mini slaps as they stay with the ball, then they pick it up, hit that slam, or hit that wood chop. I always say defensive drill, stay low, defense, pick your feet up. Very important to stress picking your feet up when you do any lateral movement so you're not tripping over your feet. We see it all the time, especially if they're on turf or on any type of carpet. TS floor combo, not really much to this one besides like if the low plank is too much, you might feel better being in a higher plank when you're going through this one with the knee drive, the Spider-Man knee drive instead of pike. So again, just about a comfortability level of if you want to be on your elbows or the hands. This is one that I would say as a coach would be the most awkward position or station. So make sure you start there to help them get their feet in the handle. And then the last one, get low. I like that, get low. You get the 3 pulse squats, front squats. So down low, you want to get 3 pulses, and then you get the full extension of the hips as you come up through that squat. You can hold it across, up like so, across the palm. Or they can hold it down. They can even make it like a, if they want to bring it both between the feet, if this bothers your wrists, they can bring both straps at the bottom of their feet and hold it more like a handle if that is more comfortable for them. If they have any wrist issues holding above. We'll just go to a Tabata. I feel like there's been a lot of like, especially after this week's workout, is just a lot on the body. So let's do something a little lighter. And then tomorrow, the next day workout is going to be, your punch, right? A lot of got the burpees in there. So Heisman is get a high cardio. Again, this is about how fast you go, right? So you want to high intensity HI training. So going all out as fast as you can with the Heismans, and then lateral steps, walk it out, bring the heart rate down. Now, if you do people that want to go all out, they can just go into a side-to-side ski hop to keep it going. But if not, the whole point of it is bring your heart rate up, go all out on the Heismans and slow it down on the lateral steps. As a coach, you can add you can get some bungees out, right? Have bungees on your ropes or whatever you can anchor them to. If you have some Jedis you want to challenge, you can put them in the bungees for this one. You can also take some super bands around the waist for people that you want to challenge. Again, have them do the Heismans as they go through. They can even walk it out as they go through to keep that heart rate up and make it more exciting for a finisher. So that's what we got for the Friday, Monday, Wednesday, 35 on, 10 seconds off, automatic 6 stations.